What actor will you always associate with that one role no matter how many others they do? Leonard Nimoy as Spock. The guy who always plays a guy named Hector. Matthew Gray Gubler as Spencer Reed. James Gandolfini, Tony Soprano. Alfonso Ribeiro as Carlton Banks from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Jason Alexander as George Costanza. What was your biggest teenage mistake? Not taking better care of my teeth. Not getting the hint that my friend, the beautiful Patricia, wanted to be way more than friends. I took my uncle's beautiful restored classic car for a drive when I didn't have a license and got it impounded. Never having had the courage to pursue girls or ask for help in figuring out how. Not being more sociable. I'm 25 now and I have no fucking idea how to make friends. Started smoking. What fictional character's death affected you the most? Oberon, such a cool character, shame he went so soon. The Green Mile, that was. Ben Sullivan from Scrubs. That whole episode had me holding back tears. Andrea from Breaking Bad. I almost always fast forward through that scene when I rewatch the show. Littlefoot's mom in The Land Before Time. Fry's dog. What is the worst thing you could use for toilet paper? Someone else's used toilet paper. I did this once. A poison ivy leaf. Gimpy leaves. D. Hemorrhoids is notorious for its extremely painful sting which may leave victims suffering for weeks. Or even months. Researchers at the University of Queensland recently discovered that the plant produces a neurotoxin similar to that of a spider or cone snail. 20. It is reputed to be the most venomous plant in Australia, if not the world. 10. 16. 17. After contact with the plant, the victim will feel an immediate severe burning and stinging at the site of contact, which then intensifies further over the next 20 to 30 minutes and will last from hours to several days before subsiding. 3. 17. 21. During this time, the victim may get little sleep due to the intensity of the pain. Used corn on the cob rind. My mom saved them up for when we ran out of toilet paper. I kid you not. Fiberglass insulation tufts. I may have finally beat everyone to a good, viable comment. We'll see. Fiberglass insulation. I've seen it done in multiple porta potties on job sites. Not a good idea. What is the most disappointing book to movie adaptation? Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. Lightning Thief is bad, but Sea of Monsters defecates on anything and everything good about the book. All of the characters are completely mangled beyond recognition and the plot is completely butchered. What they did to Tyson was unforgivable. Artemis Fowl. The book was great, as was the entire series. The movie was an abomination. Someone should take another go at it. I believe the Aragon movie was so bad the author refused to let his other books be made into movies. Aragon. Dark Tower was very bad. A Wrinkle in Time. Just awful. What was the dumbest way you got hurt? I'm clumsy but probably tripping over a raised footpath brick. Dislocated my elbow. When I was 13, I found a golf ball while I was taking a walk. I wanted to try to break it, so I took the golf ball and threw it as hard as I could at the ground. It ended up bouncing back and hitting me in the eye. I kept the golf ball as a souvenir. Stapled my hand to a notebook. Stabbed my hand trying to pry a brownie out of a pan. Struck the bone. I was 28 and didn't use non-stick spray. Tripped on my own shoelaces and sprained my wrist falling down. Dumbest incident report I've ever had to fill out. I have a small permanent scar on my chin like Harrison Ford. I got it in elementary school. We were running for PE and I had it in my head that running hard mean running wildly like in movies. Swing crazy hard. Back arched. Head back. Eyes closed. I ran straight into the metal gate backstop on the playground for kickball. People with loud motorcycles. What's the appeal of disturbing everyone's peaceful evenings? South Park has answered this lol. Or the guy on the motorbike that apparently has no muffler and goes to work at 5:30 a.m. every day. I used to have a Harley with loud pipes. It was because I was a fucking jerk. Avid motorcycle rider here. I like quiet pipes. And wouldn't ride one with loud stuff. Because it shuts off my ability to perceive the world. Answers you get from people who like them are two parts. 1. It saves lives, and 2. I just like it. A real bike should sound, you know, _manly _ with some torque and some grunt. As far as the latter. Remember that riding is still basically a manly thing that many men see as a component to their masculinity. It's why dentists buy these $50,000 touring bikes and then run them to the local coffee shop once a week. It's as much part of the experience as wearing no helmet and getting bugs in your nose. I guess. The second is the saves lives crowd. These guys will never, for any reason, be convinced that anything less than 150,000 decibels of roar is safe. By and large, sound is projected backwards, and is not noticeable when behind a car, and when beside a car is. After attenuation from the air, from the car sides, from the car speakers pumping out the 1993 hit from H-Town, Knockin' Da Boots. Barely audible half the time. Highways are generally the safest place to ride, because traffic is going in a consistent direction at consistent speeds, and has predictable on-off times, with opposing lanes separated, as opposed to non-highways, where opposing traffic mingles. Lights stop, start. Side streets and driveways allow entry or sudden exit, and speed is more variable. 35405510 being not unusual. Know what saves lives? Defensive driving. You shouldn't be chilling next to that car at all. Blind spot or no. Loud pipes or no. Stay well back or well in front of drivers so they can see you clearly. I bought a brand new Harley last spring, and when someone asked me why it is so quiet, I replied, because I don't pay extra for less muffler. Also, car owners who modify their cars to be stupid loud. They think they are somehow cool and impressing other people, I think. But in reality they are only impressing other same kind idiots. When did you officially know you were not young anymore? When my parents passed and I realized that I was now in the oldest generation in my family. When the music I listened to as a teen ended up on the classic rock station. 2 or 3 years ago. I was either 30 or 31. I had stepped over a baby gate and pulled a muscle in my lower back, making grunting noises when getting up or down. When I had to explain to my sweet Gen Z assistant what AOL and a dial-up modem was. She was mystified. Also when she referred to management as her dad's music. The sweetest kid and so funny and smart. I just felt like a fossil, and I'm in my mid-late 30s. My first weekend at grad school. After 3 years of working. Post-undergrad. Some classmates suggested that we go to the hot bar near campus. Turns out this was like where the freshmen and sophomores hung out. As we walked in, I overheard a girl say, "Ooh, check out these older guys," to her friends. It was said in an approving tone. But still, I stopped, looked at her and in faux outrage asked, "What did you just call me?" Quote. Left very soon thereafter. Subscribe, my brothers.